Welcome back to another YouTube video. Now the goal in this video is 1, to actually post it, and 2, try and not swear for the first minute of the video. Because I've realised that recently I got 10 seconds into the clip before this, I dropped about 10 F-bombs, so about to go train some pushing arms. We're going to keep the video simple as well, do a little mic'd up pushing arm session. I keep trying to record like full days of eating, or not even full, like day in the life and shit, and then there we go, sorry. You get like halfway in the day and you're like, I haven't recorded anything, so we'll just keep it simple to guarantee the upload. So Can monster going in, skip with defib, and a skip of Nova Pump. It's pretty good, like flavour wise. This is alright as well, but whenever these run out, I'm gonna get a new type of turbo pump, and I'm gonna try that turbo drive as well, because I've seen a few good things about them. But first one of the day, I had to hold out. It's kind of early right now. It's like 20 past 11. So I did. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to. I get up at 6 now again to like kind of reset my sleeping schedule. So I'll be getting up at 6 again for like the last week or two. And it's hard fighting that urge in the morning. Just come down. It's like you know, you can hear the chests in Fortnite. That's what it's like. I can just hear the white monsters in the fridge, man. And I'm like, give me one of them mooks right now. But I was able to resist the urge this morning, so pure Andrew Huberman mode, where it's like delay the fucking caffeine. One tip I will say before I get this scoop me is, it makes sense to delay the caffeine, right, in the sense of wait an hour or half an hour so that you don't crash and you let your natural cortisol spike or whatever to wake you up. But if you're someone who struggles to get up in the morning, struggles to get off their ass, like where it's like, right, there's a chance that if I sit down here to put my socks on, I'm going back to sleep, and that kind of messes up your day. Wake up and sink the tin of Monster, get that caffeine straight away. You're not going to go back to sleep then. So, just do what you have to do, man. That snow cone flavour is actually decent, but this defib's a bit guff. But actually, it's like a limited edition flavour, cream soda. It's actually not bad. Again, that's a dry skip it like, but and even touching on that, yeah, I know some people like hate on dry skipping and say like, oh, you need to mix it in with water and make sure you activate all the ingredients and that kind of shit. But if you think the limiting factor in your gains is whether you're mixing your pre with water or not, sorry to break it to you, that is not the problem. It's probably your training intensity, lack of prioritizing recovery. You're not getting your meals in, you're not getting your cardio in, your steps, whatever. Not prioritizing the goal of getting in shape. I'd say that's a much bigger issue than, is your pre watered down or not. So yeah, pro tip of the day. So going pushing arms on the cars. I'm actually really excited to train this because Arkham got a new Atlantis incline press, and for ages, like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hated training push here because I was having to do the Smith for everything. And don't get me wrong, I actually do like Smith pressing, but when you're having to do incline Smith shoulder on both, or like a flat Smith, like I was just doing Smith pressing for legitimately all my pressing, because it has loads of good machines of like the Nautilus kind of shoulder press, the Cybex Eagle incline, but they can be good for like second or third movements, but they're just not heavy enough for that main movement of the session. Like, you're not hitting like a 6 repper on them, you know. It's all kind of more high rep stuff, which, like I say, I don't mind later on in the session, but you know, the way I like to train is I like to go heavy, and I like to make that kind of main movement move. That's what excites me to train. If I know I had to go in and hit a 26 repper on the Nautilus shoulder press, I'm just like, you know, fuck this, man. It's not enjoyable. So yeah, that's how I kind of like to train. But put a little update there on the Instagram, kind of off-season update. So about 8-ish weeks left of this push-up. Everything's now kind of not maxed out. Like, food will still go up, train's in a good spot, but we're just kind of at nearly that max level now, if you know what I mean, for the push-up. And yeah, excited to see where I get to. So I was 203.4 this morning. I've actually just been the biggest thing keeping my weight down is I'm actually meant to have an off-plan meal on a Thursday, but I've actually been slacking on the off-plans. I've been too on plan. You see, just not even that it's cheating on your diet because I'm meant to have it, but it's just eating off plan. It's just, I don't like doing it, to be honest. And like on a Thursday as well, it's a rest day for me, and that's why I meant to have it, so I have it and then it's pushed the next day. But I only really like eating off plans if it's like for an occasion or something. Like, say I was like training with someone and they were like, oh, you know, do you want to get an off plan after this? I'd be like, yeah, but just having one on a Thursday by yourself is just like, it just makes you want to shoot yourself, man. So yeah, there's that update. But get the tunes on now. Fucking take me about 20-ish minutes to get there, and then that pre should have fully kicked in, and then we'll get into the session mic'd up. So it's gonna be a good one today. Also I've got some smelling salts the other week, and fuck, they're class. Like, that's all I do is just what was that? I was doing something. So I started off like, it's like any kind of addiction, if you know what I mean. I'm like, right, I'll save it for the big sets, and then I'm sitting, you know, doing smelling salts for like training, doing leg extensions and fucking bicep curls. But yeah, the game's the game, I suppose. So yeah, we'll get the tunes on here. This is my this one of my favorite tunes here for just driving in the car. I'll put it on because I couldn't give a fuck about what's that called, copyright, because make no fucking dough off it anyways. Dun, dun. Clear fucking crashing the van there. Yeah, like it because the hood gonna love it. Right, I'll catch you in the gym. Starting off the session with some abs. So I start off like pretty much every session with some ab work. I don't overly like track and progressive overload it, because what I find is, for example, yesterday I did obviously abs and then heavy hinges. So like my abs are pretty smoked today. So I'm obviously not going to get as many reps as if I was to just use the machine normally, but definitely find even if sometimes I'll do maybe a set less if they're like completely wrecked, but usually I just power through it because I'm not a pussy. But yeah, I always find that just doing abs at the start and everything makes my bracing throughout the whole session just 10 times better. So I'll start with 3 sets on here, and then I'll look and see what we're doing next. I think I've a fly just to kind of warm up the pecs, and then we'll go into some pressing. But it's fucking freezing in the gym. Ever since I got rid of my mullet, my head has been freezing, so that's why I've actually just got the headphones on now for residual head warmth. And I had my hood up before this, but I'm not like some weird goth fighting demon, so I'll keep the hood down for now. But yeah, let's get into set here and then get on to the next exercise. decent set there. Don't be scared to, on even like an ab exercise, to actually go for it like it's a proper lift. Put some intensity into it, and take a few partials and everything like that. Like, there's no point leaving fucking reps in reserve on an ab crunch, or like the worst statement of all time. Like, I've seen people putting up, don't go for the rep, you're just stealing next week's progression. Like, if you can get it this week and you're waiting to get it next week, you're literally just delaying the progressive overload. So yeah, that's like I seen like 3 or 4 posts of that, like, oh, don't be stealing next week's progression. It's like, bro, that's just called training like a fucking pussy. Like, so yeah, I'll catch you in the next exercise, but definitely on this, make sure we're getting, I've actually brought the seat down one the past few weeks, just so I can get some proper, I always do this in my hand, but like full flexion and extension of the spine. So yeah, one more set here and then I'll get on to the next exercise. Now we're going to do some pec deck, but literally just high rep, nowhere near failure. Get some blood into the pecs. I like to think of it as like, imagine you're trying to connect your phone to the speaker or something. You're just trying to get that Bluetooth connection from the fucking brain to the breasts via a massive fucking pump, just to get warmed up before we go into press and kind of minimize injury. Make sure we're actually using our chest on the press as well. So yeah, on this side backs, pec deck here, I'm like, I mean, I literally, like, this is like ultimate warm up mode. Like, I could talk, like, if I was doing a normal set, I wouldn't be able to talk or anything properly, but just easy. Like, what I do in this is I almost take it like not even as a full warm up, because what was happening was the masculine urge to progressive overload just kept taking over, and I ended up doing like 2 working sets on the pec deck every time before my press. And then what would happen was, like, my pressing was like kind of getting a little bit worse, just because my chest was fried before it even got into the pressing. And like, this is only meant to be a warm up, so just focusing. I don't even write it down or anything or track it, just get the blood in.
He's actually getting new leads as well, he said. New family for it. Which is really like that.
Five plates going down for the back off set. Hopefully take, you know, not a 3 rep max on this. Adam's giving me some even stronger smelling salts, so just we'll fucking make ego lifting great again. That's all I'll say, just make it great again.
I'm on the outside. I can see through. See until
Third press of the session going in, so we've done 2 working sets of the Atlantis incline, 2 working sets of the shoulder smith, and then we'll do 2 working sets on this cable press. Then we'll go into a incline pec fly and then hit some arms. So yeah, here's this set.
One. Right. Yes. Easy. Easy. Yes, one. Okay, let's go. Yes.
My back is cramping like fuck. Ah!
Easy. Yes. Two more. Let's go.
That's hard, like, but it is good. Switch to doing it with a bench instead of just against the back pad. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me. The music's just gotten pretty loud out of nowhere, but yeah, I'll do another set on that, and then I'll do a incline fly. This exercise now we have is some incline flies. I actually did 3 sets on the cable press, and one thing I'll say is, if you look at kind of how I train or slash structure my training, for example, that incline press and the shoulder press, is it the 100% most accurate pressing in the world? No, it could be tidied up a bit, but that intensity slash just enjoyment of training I would lose from trying to make them ultra clean and not just getting aggressive and moving some weight, I think would cause me to not get as much out of it. Whereas whenever I go in, I'm just like, move this fucking load. You know, the movement's so stable as well that you're not going to get injured. I can just get aggressive with it and progress it week to week. I'm not deliberately trying to have not be accurate, but at the same time I'm not stressing over accuracy. Whereas on like a fly or cable, like I don't mind, like for example on that cable press, really getting the stretch and focus on pressing through the pecs, contracting the pec. Same on this, it's just like get a stretch, contract the pec as hard as I can. I'm not really worried about kind of load on this to a degree. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts of like more compounds or different things. Go heavier, progress, force the progression, get aggressive in training. And that's one thing I'll say is like in kind of this more science-based approach is there's that passion there for training, just it's not there. There's no aggression, and it's like no matter how accurate you are, if there's no like just aggression in the training, you're never going to be able to push yourself to that kind of next limit and like tap into the ability to actually be able to properly progress. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. So right, let's get this set. actually even. Fuck. It's like that is sore. It's not the same as like a press or whatever, but just that metabolic stress you get. And obviously we know mechanical tension is the primary driver of growth, but you know, getting a fucking pump is never gonna harm you or not benefit you, in my opinion. So yeah, I'll do another set on there, and then we'll move on to some arm work, onto some tricep work now. I can't actually remember if I remember to press play on any of that bicep work, so this did a preacher curl for 3 sets. We'll do 3 sets of this overhead extension, then we'll go into 3 sets of a behind the body curl, and then probably call the session there, or maybe hit some more side delt. But yeah, let's go. That's one of my favourite tricep exercises, so definitely if you have like some kind of Bravo setup with a daisy chain, set that up and try it out. Because your upper back is so stable, you can just grind out like an extra 2-3 reps, and the pump you get that's on your tricep is just different gravy. Final exercise going down, we got some behind the body cable curls, so it's done obviously in front of the body, and we'll do some behind the body now. So we've already done 1 set here, so 2 more sets and then we are done. What you really want to focus on that is just keeping that elbow back. So many people, they'll be doing a behind the body curl, but as soon as it gets hard, they just flex through the shoulder and pull that elbow forward, so and it defeats kind of the whole purpose of it. So really keep that elbow back, and then obviously when we're doing preachers, keep the elbow in front of the body. Just make sure we're targeting the right, like the short and the length of the bicep. So yeah, we'll hit 1 more set on that, and then probably do a little bit of posing or like / physique update. But that is the session wrapped up. I'll give a mini physique update. So I'm currently in the bathroom in Arkham right now, looking fat as fuck. But yeah, I'll keep the bottoms on, just because 1, there's not much room in this bathroom, and 2, when you're on YouTube, you're way more likely to be on someone's TV, and it's fucking freezing in here. So don't want my cold ass shriveled bulge on someone's 60-inch TV. So yeah, I'll get a little bit of posing in here. hopefully that looks decent or gives a rough idea in the current physique. So it's like 203.4 this morning. 8 to 10ish weeks left of the gaining phase, so let's see how fucking jacked we get. If you liked the video or want more videos, leave a like, comment, all that good stuff, and yeah, trying to get posting more regularly again.